Dude, should I just sit like this until Sajam shows up? Hey, are you having a good time? Say yes. Hey, say yes. Fine. What do you mean fine? Hold on. Dude, this is a good stream. Dude, this is a good stream. Yo, look at everyone clap for me. Or clap for Obama. Clap shout outs to Obama. Everyone is clapping for me. I like this. Dude, I like it when you guys clap for me. I feel like I'm being celebrated right now. Yeah, where is that jam guy? I told you he's always late. Sajam takes forever to get ready. He's got to do his little 15 minutes. Then he's got to, you know, hold up, you know? He's got to do hold up, hold up. Alrighty. Fuck. No, I can't do it. Waffle. I can do that.
What up, gamer?
What's up, dude?
I need to grab.
Take your time, dude.
I will. Thank you very much. I love Chipotle. Hey, did you know this podcast is powered by Chipotle?
Yeah, dude. Hey, I heard Chipotle is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wait, do they have it in Canada?
Like nowhere here. And dude, all the stuff here is like it's America only. Let's say if Sajam has a Chipotle ad and I'm like, I want Chipotle. It's like America only, dude. What's up with that?
We're better at being fat. Have you ever thought about that? We just love calories here.
You can't be
We're like, hell yeah,
you
love
can't
that
beat
for
me.
us.
See, I was ready for this. You were sleepy. You were sleepy time.
No,
time.
I was watching Street Fighter footage. That was like
oh, so you were sleepy time. Good job, dude. I need to close Street Fighter 6. People are clapping in the background. It's fucking killing me.
I have a question for you at the top of the
question?
pod, if you don't mind.
It's a great podcast.
How's the audio, by the way? Is everybody from my stream ends and your stream ends? Do I need to turn her up? Or...
Damn, look at this dude trying so hard. You're like always. I already talked about this. You spoil the fuck out of your chat, dude. Just let it be shitty. Just let it suck. That's okay. It's okay if it's bad.
If you have a standard, that's how you got to keep things.
Ugh.
You know, like this background, like it look, you know, it's got to look professional.
Your chat is so spoiled. Your chat's so spoiled. You're like, look at all my background shit, dude. My background is a bed, unmade bed. Half my pillows are like, they look like they're they're trying to escape.
I used to have the bed background, to be fair.
Yeah.
That was me for a while, but then I got the Chipotle deal, and now I have the sun. What I was gonna say is, how do you feel about charge characters?
Why do you ask?
Moss told me to ask you how you feel about charge characters. I'm guessing it's not a positive response.
I mean, I have no problem with charge characters, you know. I think, you know, I played Potemkin. You know that, right? You remember that. I played Potemkin. I've dabbled with a few charge characters, right? I don't think.
What about the charge characters in Street Fighter 6?
No, I don't. Not even Honda, dude. I don't have a problem with Honda.
I played
against. Okay. I'll explain it to you.
Okay.
You got to be fair, though.
Look at the camera. What's up, camera?
Okay.
No, I can't see it.
I've said, someone was asking me a question about charge characters, and I said, you know, they're cool, right? I said they're all right. I had a slight misstep in how I spoke. You know, I was busy. I'm playing Manon. You know, I said charge characters are not normal, and my chat called me a bigot, dude. I didn't say that. People in I didn't say freaks or anything like that, dude. It's not normal to play charge characters, guys. You're a freak. I would never.
So is this like a you can make fun of charge character players because you play charge characters? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I didn't want to say that. It was I got confused.
You're like, I can be as bigoted as I want.
No. I played Potemkin. I played a charge character, dude.
Some of my best friends are Potemkin.
Last Claire. I mean, that's my friend.
A likely story. How's your Street Fighter 6 experience been so far? You been vibing? Been gaming?
Dude, I've played this shit so much, dude. I need to bitch about Strive. I need to bitch about Strive. If we're gonna talk about Street Fighter 6, I have to bitch about Strive. I hate Guilty Gear Strive. I like playing Guilty Gear Strive, but all the barriers of entry to me playing Guilty Gear Strive make me hate. Dude,
I'm gonna say, like, I think everybody who's played the online in this video game, you can just click a button and then rank match so fast. Like, there's no downtime.
Look at me.
It's unreal.
I can play the fucking game. Dude, it's been years.
Yeah.
Do you understand how fucked up that is to say? It's been literal years. Plural. Yeah. I'm so tired.
It's so fast that, like, you can play a ranked match and then it comes out and it's like, here comes a new I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I need a second. Like, can we
Relax.
all just
Yeah,
hold on?
you're
Yeah.
pushy, dude. It's bad vibes that Strive has made me complacent and waiting for like 10 minutes to play a game.
The problem for me is like as a human, the way I value fighting games is like you can just play as much as possible. Right?
Exactly.
Like I want good online play and like let me play. And Strive, like even though the lobby system has been asked since the original beta that we got, like
literally
10 years ago.
Literally over 3 years ago.
You settle for like the shitty lobby because you're like, well, at least the online matches are good once you get in, and like when you're playing, it's fine. But then like Street Fighter comes out, and you're like, okay,
oh, I get to play the game.
Yeah, I could just play.
I just get to play. Period. Like, dude, I just streamed Street Fighter 6 for like 3 hours, and it was so painless. It was so painless. I legitimately forgot what it's like to just play game after game and just have a good fucking time. It's actually crazy. Like streaming Strive for the last 2 years literally conditioned me to expect the less.
Street Fighter 6, I think, and NRS games are like the only video games that are fighting games. You know what I mean? Like they're like the only games where like there's just tons of features and like cool stuff. But like if a video game comes out with all the good stuff of Street Fighter 6, especially the big ones, right? The big IPs, it's gonna be like PU. Like Drive did it with the online play, I think. It was like, hey, if the online play is not as good as this, then,
we can't play it.
What do you want me to do? But now Street Fighter came out, I was like, what's up? Isn't this just really nice? Like, look at all these great features. And you're just like, well, you got to beat that at least for me to be interested.
Oh, I feel the same. I feel the same. And it's like, I want to play the funny Magic Man. He's kind of cool.
Yep.
As soon as I touch SF6, dude, the only thought in my mind have been fuck Guilty Gear Strive.
It's hard to play.
It's literally just hard to play.
Like that's the problem is like so many fighting games are like there's always like every game it feels like releases and it's like, oh, the gameplay is really fun. It's so
there's
hard
always
to play
some
the game
problem
because of X and Y. Yeah, it's either the online play is bad or the lobby systems are bad or like this thing happened. It's always something.
Like obviously I'm not a Street Fighter player. Like I've dabbled in 4 and 5, but I never really focused on it. I was always a Gear player. I remember how funny, as someone that played Exert, how funny a 5's release was, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, now our release was actually total ass.
Street Fighter has like so many good features. Like it's so feature rich. It has like that kind of normal tutorial. It has like the real tutorial, which is World Tour mode. Like World Tour mode is straight up like bad guys do moves that are unsafe and the enemy flashes white and it's like, go hit that guy. Like, look at that. You can go hit that guy right now. Go get him. Like you beat up random old people on the street and like you're just mashing
I beat up a
great
few
time.
old people, the paper bags on their head. I did that.
My most popular video for a long time was like, you should ask for fighting games to have better features.
Yeah, just have features.
And they're like slowly getting there, right? Because like for a while people are just like, well, who cares if X and Y because your game sucks. Like, that's how everybody acted. But I think now it's like everybody's like, wait, these features are actually so nice. Like, the game is just chock full. Why, as a consumer, would you not want features? First of all,
exactly,
right? But
exactly.
This game is proof that like the features can exist. Why shouldn't they exist, right? And also, they're really nice. I don't think anybody out there is like, damn, I hate all these features.
The system. I like SF6 system a lot. I think how everything comes together is really good in a way that I think incentivizes you to play in a way that is very familiar with what I like. Like, you know, with Exert, I think resource management was really the defining thing. Strive, I don't think it really matters as much. Like, they almost really don't want you to consider it as often. I think resource management is one of the best ways of actually seeing how good somebody is. Because more so than just playing footsies, and obviously playing footsies and your spacing and neutral and stuff matters.
Yeah.
But like in this game, it really punishes you if you don't consider your resources. It really just shows that it incentivizes playing not just for your like greatest advantage, but like also around how your opponent can also deal with your own resource usage and how much they have.
I mean, that's like the biggest thing for me is that fighting games with fun resources are always better, I think, but additional resource management is like, that's the part that's hard. So like games like Uni and this game.
Oh, Uni is so good. Uni is so good.
Any game where like you have to consider not only all the normal like facets of the game, but extensively consider your resources. Not just like, oh, I have bar, I'll spend it. Like it's like, oh, should I spend it? Like, is this the right choice?
Exactly.
To like, and which bar should I spend? Every time you get a hit in this game, you're like, Should I spend drive gauge? Is it okay if I burn out? Am I gonna kill if I burn out? Should I spend super gauge? Should I spend EX gauge? Should I spend EX and super? Should I spend drive and then EX and then super? Like, you have to consider so many things. But like, for me, it's constantly just considering all the different ways that I could spend drive gauge. So it's like, and super gauge. So it's not only improving yourself as a player. I think the game is like clearly really developed in that sense, because sometimes you can pause it and like look at a scenario and be like, all right, what should I spend the gauge here? And then even if you pause the game and ask yourself that question, it's hard to answer it, which is a sign that like the game is good, because if it's hard to think about the right choice when the game is paused. And like, obviously solving it while you're playing live is extremely difficult, which that makes for a really good fighting game that like no matter how long you play it, you're going to be trying to figure out those solutions, you know?
Yeah. Like, a lot of people hate drive impact, but I actually kind of like it in the context of this system, because I think it's incentivizes being kind of, if I like go for whiff punishes and someone forces something on me and I like adapt to that, and then, you know, they do drive impact and I'm not ready. That's just another layer of RPS that I think is really cool.
I also think it's like really interesting because there's like lots of scenarios in this game too where like, I don't know, I'm cornered and I get burnt out and someone's gonna do like a button and a drive impact on me, and I'm like, I don't even think I should super this. Like, I think it's just wrong to waste the resources to even like, I should just die or like hold up and like, or like get hit by the hit and just like hope I can, because like there's so many resource decision making moments, making mistakes and burning out and doing all this stuff on accident constantly, because the game just asks a lot of you as a player.
That's exactly why I really like it. And obviously, like right now, that's what like a lot of people are like, oh, it sucks, because, you know, it's basically just like the hard rock option. You just throw a fucking stone at somebody and it's like, oh, I wasn't ready for this. How it develops will show a lot of skill. It also shows how the type, like, also a lot of different play styles can be exposed, or like you can see it just by how they interact with it and how they choose to prioritize it and stuff like that. As I'm like super in love with SF6. I think honestly, after this stream, after a little podcast, I'm gonna sign up for Evo and just for SF6, because I'm that into it. I really want to compete in it.
It asks a lot of you. Like, KI is a good example where like there's no downtime in the game. Like, every time you get hit, every combo, you have to make conscious decisions about your choices, their choices, whether you're being hit or on the defensive. Same thing with versus games being extremely fast paced. Things like Uni too. So like, to me, resource heavy system games like this, where there's so much to consider all the time and your brain gets like jellied because there's just so much happening, and like everybody's stressed out playing this game. They're like, dude, this is the hardest game to play. I like play for like 3 hours and I'm exhausted. That's like to me a perfect kind of fighting game. It's the kind of stuff I like digging into. So yeah, it's a natural fit for me, and I like Street Fighter, so you know, they could have messed this up really bad.
Oh,
like,
they
this
really
drive gauge could suck. Yeah, it could be terrible.
I was 7 years ago now, and a lot of people got into the fighting game community over the pandemic. I remember shitty launch with like arcade mode, or it was like there's no arcade mode or something.
No story mode. The story mode was free DLC.
Yeah. No free DLC. People loved ragging on the characters. I'm gonna save the graphics. I'll be kind to the graphics. There's the root kit, right?
The root kit.
Yeah. There was I remember someone made a patch for the rollback to fix it, and then they patched that.
Yeah, dude, online play was dreadful.
It was bad.
Yeah. I mean, everything was wrong with the launch of 5. Like, it didn't really have anything good going for it besides it being a Street Fighter game.
It was just Street Fighter 5,
bad online play, bad input lag, the root
8 frames of input lag. You're right.
The only thing to do is training mode and play other people. You couldn't rematch against people offline by choice. Only player 1 could decide if you would rematch or go back to character select. So every tournament match that ever happened for the first season, player 2 had to be like this, and then player 1 was like. I think Street Fighter 5 bombing was really important for fighting games, because every other game got the shine for a while, because Street Fighter was like such a big IP and they flubbed it, so people just scattered to literally every other corner of the community, right? They like went everywhere else, and lots of people tried games that I think they probably wouldn't have been interested in
100%.
otherwise.
Because I know so many people. It's easy to forget now also, since it's pre-pandemic. But the Uniclear era, or not the Uniclear, Unist era, 2019, that was such a good year for Uni. It was so good. I really fell in love with the game then. Yeah.
So that's when like Tekken got a big explosion, right? And that game became super popular, and people were interested in trying Gear and Uni and Melty and like all these other games. I think probably wouldn't have been nearly as interesting to people. They would have just been like, well, if Street Fighter's good, I'll just play Street Fighter, right? Like that, you know, they sort of were just happy to play their game. And now Street Fighter 6 comes out and does the opposite, which is to like just submit out into the world an incredibly densely feature-rich game and be like, hey,
Yeah.
this is what the normal fighting game should look like, right, guys? And now everybody else is like, oh God. If your game is not as feature-rich as Street Fighter and you're one of the big IPs, you got to be like, well,
Yeah, back to the
that's not good
drawing
because they
board.
really crushed it. They just
Oh,
added so much
so
good
much.
stuff
Like
to the
I
game.
can't remember the last time I've had this much fun with a fighting game. And like there's so many people I know too who are just really happy playing Sick. We got to get a CLG reunion pick. Did you see that?
I
Me,
did. That was cool.
Brian,
Yeah.
Cuddle, Magic, who won Melee there.
Yeah.
Beneath. Also, it was great. I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek. Beneath was late to our little meetup, and of course, I got to see Brian F yell at Beneath one last time in the CLG
Being late.
Discord. Yep, he said, "Where the hell are you?" in all caps, and I was like, "Brings me back, dude." It's just like CLG's back together, dude. My union leader, Brian F, dude. I'm excited to play Street Fighter with him.
He is such the thing about Street Fighter is that he is such a Karen. So
Is
like
he?
every event, he's like, "Where's your rule set?
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah. That's what
notice
I love
the
about him. That's
stipulations.
what I love
When are the
about him.
brackets posted?" Like he's a real Karen.
Yes, yes, dude, I love that. I actually love that about him. Every time we would ever do like a CLG meeting, me and Cuddle would be completely quiet and we'd wait for our turn to talk. But Brian would list off every problem, like way beyond stuff I would think of. And he would nail everything so we didn't say anything. I was like, that's my fucking king. So it's just
Mhm.
like me and Cuddle sit there. We're like, thanks, Brian. You saved our life from having to speak up again. And Brian's just like, we gotta do it right. We gotta do it right.
That's the thing is like,
I've never
yeah,
met
go ahead.
someone that gives as much of a fuck about what they do like Brian F. I feel like a faker compared to him. I feel like
Yeah,
a low life compared to Brian F. when it comes to streaming, dude. He cares so much. That shit's so
he does.
awesome.
He is like the tournament's 6 months away, and he's like pinging them every day. Like I noticed they
Yeah.
haven't posted a rule set, and it's like, dude, calm down. Like it's gonna be all right. Like you're gonna make it, buddy. He's
Yeah.
always going through it, you know.
I
He's
love
like,
that. I love that about him.
I
Dude.
think we got to go back to Edmund
You
Honda.
want to talk about Honda? Okay, let it out, dude.
You know, people have been so pissed
Yeah.
about mid dispensers in our day, right? There's been a lot
back
of
in
mid
our day,
dispensers that made
know.
people pissed.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in the same timeline. I'm watching Marissa do Bandit Bringer and Far Slash, aka Gladius and the Superman Punch, and I'm watching Edmund Honda do Sugeki and Standing Heavy Punch, aka 5H, and I'm just like, we're in another timeline.
Yeah, dude,
like,
I mean, I don't know if how much you mentioned what you think about Marissa, but like basically how I feel about her is I feel like she's like the perfect example of another mid dispenser because one, she does a lot of damage. She does a lot of straightforward damage, which people always value so much at the start of a game. But obviously, like how well that works out for them, it varies. Like there's a lot of characters that just do damage that are not good long term. I think like honestly, I could really see Marissa not being good long term because I feel like the way that the game is, like obviously she's really overwhelming if you're not used to the system or like how to handle things. But like I feel like as people just learn more shit, like I randomly just found out that I can like EX spin through Gladius today.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, then that's actually like really important. That's another thing I just react to, right? But I mean, that's obviously from the perspective of somebody that very gear brain, seen a lot of mid dispenser characters.
Yeah, I was bitching about Marissa when I was playing her last because I was like, dude, so much of this is not that good. And like as I was doing it, I was thinking to myself like, man, this character is not for me because I think the long term of that character is extremely swingy.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's very like you could just rob someone like she's that kind of character, right? Her damage is so high. You could just smoke someone so bad, but her core basic stuff I think is kind of whatever. So that's why for me it's like not a character for me. I'm not really that kind of enthusiast. And someone's gonna say like, don't you like Gold Lewis, right? Gold Lewis is similar. And I think the difference is that Gold Lewis is actually very solid in his neutral, right? Like his neutral is extremely proficient and solid. And like he has legitimately terrifying stuff that's like, oh god, his win conditions are so good. And he can also play like a really solid whiff punish G grounded game. And I feel like she doesn't have the mid range of a character like that. I value mid range and like like stability in approach and other things like that. But to me, I think that character is like people who have success with her will be all inning you and destroying you. Like that's kind of the archetype.
But like if we're gonna talk about Gold Lewis compared to her, like it's not even close. I think like in the context of Strive, like Golua starting offense on you is literally like he is 1 second away from winning, basically.
Yeah.
Marissa is like fourth interaction, and usually like unless you're like really made a lot of mistakes or you're really greedy, you're not going to be the same like, oh, I have to just do something. I have to force something. I have to get out
Yeah.
somehow. It's like, oh, I can just kind of react, see what she does, see how she forces things, right?
Yeah.
I really don't think very highly of her. I think it's like I think characters that are straightforward and strong, especially early, are typically characters that with development for other characters tend to fall off significantly. Because I mean, I
Yeah.
can imagine them finding stuff that's like, oh, an ultimate like, oh, the character is entirely different now.
There's a lot of characters where I'm really like, ooh, that this character has a lot of valuable stuff, and it's interesting to see everybody's opinions on them be so different. Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, particularly in North America, don't think Luke is super good, but I think he's super solid, super well rounded. I think he's one of the better characters in the game, actually, because like he just is like well rounded. He does everything super well. He's like super good. And when
Yeah.
I play him, I'm like, dude, this character has it all. Like his buttons are good. I keep seeing people say his buttons are bad too. I'm like, I'm so confused. And like other characters too that people have really high opinions on, that I'm like, maybe I don't feel the same way. And there's some other characters that are interesting to me too,
Yeah.
like Cammy. A lot of people are like torn about whether they think she's like quite good or just ass. They're like, yeah, she has no damage and like she's like well rounded or whatever, right? Like it's like really interesting
Yeah.
to hear people's thoughts on the game early.
It's funny because I've seen so many people just be like, they actually do the Strive thing where like this character can't be good because you have to interact you have to interact basically on offense, which is like,
Yeah.
dude, that's like everyone. I've heard a lot of dooming about Cammy, especially in a game like Street Fighter. In this game, especially, I feel like even if your character has like really bad offense, you could probably just win very reliably using system mechanics from playing neutral. I
Yeah.
basically just do drive rush shit all the time now, and that's basically my neutral. Like hit
Yeah.
confirm in a drive rush, and then if I guess wrong on offense, I'll just reset and do it again, dude.
The standouts right now, people think JP is quite good, I
Yeah.
think, right? And like I think he seems good. Whether he'll stay good or not probably depends on how strong his tech is and how hard the counters are to zoning, because there are some counters to his like projectiles that are pretty strong, I think, but it depends. And then I think people are really high about Honda. Honda, I can't tell because I don't know if you know much about Street Fighter 5 Honda. Street Fighter 5 Honda did the same thing this Honda did, where like he just is incredibly belligerent. Like he's one of the most belligerent fighting game characters I've ever seen because his hands are plus. He just does hands into hands into hands into hands and like steals turns and like he mashes EX. He just random does EX butt slap or butt slam and you're like, all right. That character in this game is so interesting because he is also extremely belligerent, but I can't tell if it's belligerent like on long term pretty effective or belligerent
like straightforwardly effective, right?
Yeah, it's like so hard to tell which it is. But in the first week, he's like the best character in the game. Like you got to know, like in the first week, no one's gonna know how to stop him.
Dude.
So like he's just gonna run you over. You got to accept it.
You
right?
can't,
like,
dude. You can't trust the community when they talk about any character with plus moves. We had a little discussion about that too.
It's pretty ham. Even Honda doesn't have to do anything plus. He just does full screen headbutt, and everybody's like, got me.
They freak out.
Everybody wants $1 million.
Yeah,
they all want $1 million.
I want $1 million.
They're all trying to find the best character, right?
Yeah.
They're all trying to figure it out, and it's like so difficult to tell who is strong or not. Because to me, in this game, so much of it is about the system, right? Like so much of it is about how the character interacts with the system, how universally strong their stuff is. I think things that are good in this game, I think having plus on block mediums and having a throw loop are both really powerful for offense. And I think having a low that goes into drive rush also extremely good. I think that's like a really valuable thing to have. I also think that if your character doesn't have an invincible level 1 to deal with burnout, that is a really bad thing to not have. Because in the game, if you're in burnout and someone wants to drive impact you into the corner, which they all want to do, not having a level 1 to interrupt that is really bad. Because if you have to do a level 2, then that is like an extremely expensive way to escape the corner. Whereas if your character can level 1, like you build basically 2 meters around in this game. Spending 1 bar to get out is like not extremely detrimental. So if your character doesn't have an invincible level 1, that's not good. Like I think DJ doesn't have one, Zangief doesn't have one
Mm-hmm.
either, which is like I think pretty rough for him.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think having minus buttons is not bad if your character has something else that's threatening on offense or neutral to make it fine, and you have good drive rush. Like Manon doesn't have a plus button, but she has drive rush into command grab or not.
And that's more than enough for me. It felt like a scientific test, dude. I press the command grab, I get dopamine. It's just like crazy how that works. That shit does so much damage. I actually have so much fun with Manon. I think her character archetype is really interesting.
The character opinions so early. Everybody is like they're just rabid to find the good stuff that's going to be good long enough for them to get $1 million.
And then
even if they're like
first impressions are always shitty as fuck from everybody. It's hard to find someone that's going to have actually a good grasp of how things work with how early developed a lot of these characters are with the system that's in the game.
This game has a lot of characters that are pretty different, you know? Like if you're just like, oh, I want to play Street Fighter, which like one button hit confirm character should I play, right? Like, there's like a lot of that. I think in 6, it seems like the character archetypes are unique enough that hasn't been a thing, although we'll have to see over time because like, you know, there could just be some character that's like super ham.
I just did my placements. I got diamond, dude, and that's I've just been sitting there.
That's one of my biggest problems with this game. If you don't make it to diamond, that character's over. I'm never playing them again.
Really?
Because it takes so long to climb in this game because you get like 50 points on a win or you lose 40 on a loss, right?
Yeah.
And it takes forever. Someone said that if you get platinum 1, it's 100 wins with no losses to get to diamond.
Oh, fuck that.
Which, that is so much.
That's going in the trash. That's the jury experiment failed, to say the least. You know what I mean?
I have a few characters that are almost master. I have like 2 or 3 that are right around master. And it takes so long to grind. Even just going from diamond, like 19,000 LP to 25 for master, right? 6,000 LP.
Yeah.
It takes so long.
I'm definitely not going to ranked instantly with new fucking characters then.
I like ranked for playing players of your same skill level. And there's nothing above master. So like once you hit 25k, that's it. Like that's the ceiling. You can't go below master, and then you're just
you can't go down once you've gotten there. You're good.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think if you go under, you're just there, and then you just keep climbing endlessly, and there's no rank, which makes me think they're gonna do a reset at some point or add new ranks. Like, why would master be the highest if there's not gonna be a reset of some kind? Or
they did it with 5, right? They added like a lot of ranks, didn't they, over time?
Yeah.
So maybe
there's quite a few, like warlord and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, as like messy as it is, I actually kind of like Tekken's rank system. Yeah, it's a lot. Cool. I learned a lot about it also through the CLG FTC channel, and it's like, dude, there's so much shit there. Like, I think it's kind of interesting as someone that, I mean, I'm used to the fucking Strive Tower, dude. Look at me.
Where there's nothing.
Yeah, there's literally nothing. You get in, then that's it. Yeah.
But I do think the interesting thing about Street Fighter rank is that the characters are individually ranked. I do like that a lot. I think having it tied to one rank is not good.
A lot of the games have been like, they really minimize the amount of ranks, and it makes it kind of messy. Like, I mean, Celestial is a good example of how terrible the system is, because it's like you could literally play someone that just barely got out of floor 10, or you're playing fucking Nubenheimer. It's cool. That is a
problem in Street Fighter also, though, because you know, if you pick advanced on your placements, you play people who are plat and up, right?
Yeah.
So I played DJ, and I was like, let me do my DJ qualifiers. I hit like diamond on my qualifiers with like Marissa and Luke. I was like, all right, cool, let me do DJ now. My DJ qualifiers, I played against Julio. Right, the Ken player, you know, he may have done a little bit of drugs in the past in regards to Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter 6. He's the #1 ranked player when I played him in my qualifiers. And then I played Chris T. So I went 6-4.
Yeah.
I won every match that wasn't those two. So, you know, I lost to those two 0-2 both times, and I got placed in plat, and I was like, dude, that's messed up. Like,
that's fucked up. I'm cautiously optimistic about how the future is for it, because at least they've shown they will do stuff with the rank system, or they have. I'm not gonna bitch about Strive. I swear I won't. I won't. I swear I just won't. But I want to. I think that's everything. I think we talked about everything we wanted to.
I feel like not only did we cover everything, but my body is vibrating from not playing Street Fighter 6.
I was about to say,
it's the longest I've been away so far.
Dude, you need to play Street Fighter 6. I can't hold you back anymore.
Well, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
It was a lot of fun, dude. Great vibes. It was fun as always.
We'll chit chat again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We literally will sometime soon. Yeah. Wow, guys, that's fun, right? That was cool. Hey, that was fun, right? right? Hello?